see him in action?
I'm really excited to see him in action, you know, and again, you got to be patient with him also because the learning curve's not there. I mean, he didn't have a chance to go through and make mistakes. I always compare it to riding a bike. You can talk about how to ride a bike and all that, but when you get on, what do? You fall off. Well, he's falling off right now, and we got to get him to be able to pedal fast, do everything, and we'll learn how to do wheelies later.
With Justin and CP getting a lot of hype, who are kind of those third and fourth and fifth receivers there?
Well, I mean, you talk about Zach Rogers is playing our best right now. He doesn't make hardly any mental errors at all. He's playing really well. He's catching the ball, making plays. You know, last game the ball didn't go to him, but, you know, he did a great job of running his routes correctly, being in the right landmarks all the time. Really proud of Zach Rogers and how he's playing. Vincent Dallas has stepped up, done a really good job. He's making plays out there in practice. He's getting himself ready for that opportunity in the game. Cody Blank has worked hard, done a good job also. And Jacob Carter is, again, a guy that makes a lot of plays. You know, again, gets open, finds a way to you know, we call it Velcro hands. He always makes great plays. That's his asset and his ability, and he's done a great job doing that. Jason Kroon has worked hard, putting him as a true freshman, putting himself in a position to play.
I hope Zach is kind of an extension of you guys, you know, kind of a coach on the field. I see him up with Pig and some other guys.
Oh yeah, Zach Rogers, I can rely. He can play all three positions. He can verbatim just repeat the offense to you. He knows what the quarterback's looking at. He understands the routes. He understands all those things, and that's really valuable on the field.
You seen anything different from Justin this week? I mean, this is the game he got hurt in last year. Any more motivation for him?
Yeah, nothing different than any other week. We put our hard hat on Tuesday, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, working our butts off, getting ready to play whoever it is that we play.
Do you think it's important, or it's a big-time advantage to have bigger targets, especially on those hot reads when the blitz is coming?
Yeah, I think it's always an advantage to have taller receivers, but you have to have that speed and elusiveness also. And Justin Hunter has such a wide catch radius. I mean, he can throw the ball in a lot of different areas. He's going to go make that play. Same with CP. He does a really good job with that also.
You ever had a receiver that's good running after the catch as CP?
He's pretty special at that. You know, if you look at assets, that's one thing he does a really good job. His elusiveness in tight spaces. He plays like a little guy, but he's big, and he's really fast, and again can make those cuts and different things, and understands the game that you can't really teach. That stuff is really special.
It seems like he just has one of the best attitudes that I've seen in a long time. Is he just kind of fun to coach?
He's a great kid, unbelievable kid. Been through a lot in his life. He understands where he comes from. He loves his mom and his sister to death, and he understands his family, where he comes from, and he goes out and works every single day and to continue to get better every single day. I love coaching.
And going back to Kroon and Pig, is it realistic for them to play this week? How soon do you want to work Kroon, especially into this offense?
Well, there's a learning curve as a true freshman. So again, putting him in those situations, you know, play specific and all those kind of things. But Kroon's gotten better, and again, Pig has not gone through camp, hasn't gone through practices, hasn't gone through, you know, falling off the bike, like I call it, when you're learning how to ride the bike. So he's still on that learning curve right now, but he's showing a lot of promise in a lot of ways.
What do you see on tape when you see their secondary with so many guys that started 12, 13 games last year? You know, Elam and Watkins and Roberson, 4-star, 5-star guys, a lot of talent, a lot of experience. What do you see out there?
Well, they're a really good secondary. You know, they play really physical, you know, and they do a really good job back there. You know, and they play a lot of different coverages to try to mix it up on you, to confuse you. So we got to be ready for a lot of things. But they're really good in secondary. They do a good job.
Muschamp's passing defense has always been in the top 15 or something ever since he's been a coordinator in Auburn. Is that a credit to what they do scheme-wise, or is it just the players you have, or a mixture of both?
It's a mixture of both. I mean, he's really good on defensive scheme, and he changes it up, makes it look like one thing, goes to another. And, you know, they don't always stay in the same defenses, so you can't always get a knack of what they're doing because they're always changing it all the time. And that's a lot of credit to the coaching staff. And then the players understand what they're doing in the back end, and they work really hard at it to be able to keep the ball in front. And then when balls or deep balls are there, they do a good job of making plays, contesting balls and knocking the ball down.
For a defense that changes a lot, then does that add any responsibilities to your receivers or anything on knowing where they're supposed to be? Or
well, it doesn't. We got to go do what we do, and we got to do it better than what they do. That's the bottom line. And then contested balls, we got to go make catches. There's not going to be a lot of balls that are just going to be just nice open area catches. They always have hands on you. So you got to go make contested catches.
how good is it that you guys have been going up against I guess, the defenses here, the press coverage and practice, and especially against a defense that mirrors that? How important is that?
I think it's really good. It's really good. Our defense does a really good job. Our secondary does a really good job, and they've made us work to become better receivers.
Do you think if you could master, coming off of press coverage as a receiver, that's probably the most important thing to going to the next level?
Well, I think in the NFL, they can only press for 5 yards. So it's a little different in the NFL than it is, because then they get a penalty if they touch you. So it's actually harder in the SEC than it is in the NFL, honestly. So, you've got to go work and be good at press coverage all the time in the SEC. You look at all the teams that play it, they all have hands-on. LSU, Alabama, Georgia, they all put hands-on a lot. So you've got to be good at it.
I'd ask you a couple of recruiting questions just about game day being here, a national stage.